If you're used to roadie running and Nasher rolls, Gears Tactics may seem a bit unfamiliar and really tough. Fortunately, we here at GameSpot have come up with a few essential tips and strategies to help you rip apart the Locust horde with ease. Number 1, not all cover is created equal. Even if this is your first tactical turn-based game, you probably know that your units should always be in cover. As you advance and flank your enemies, ensure that your soldiers are safely tucked behind a low or high wall before you end your turn. Keep in mind that low and high walls have different properties. You can shoot over low cover, but you aren't fully protected from a frontal attack. High cover gives you full frontal protection, but you can only target enemies at the corner of the wall. You should also be wary of destructible wooden cover. It breaks after one shot and will knock your unit back. Think carefully before you move your units. One bad move and you could lose one of your favorite soldiers. Number 2, executions. Every unit has a set number of action points that dictate how many actions that unit can carry out each turn. These actions include moving, firing, throwing grenades, and using abilities. However, in Gears Tactics, each time you get an execution, each of your squad members gets an extra action point. This means that as long as you keep scoring executions, you can prolong your turn. A few well-timed executions can change the tide of battle. In order to get an execution, first you need to down an enemy. To do that, shoot until it drops to its knees. Keep in mind that if you do too much damage to an enemy, it will die right away. If you're near an enemy low on health, switch to your pistol to ensure the down. Number 3, Overwatch. If you're familiar with XCOM, then the term Overwatch should sound pretty familiar. Basically, it allows units to hold an angle and shred an enemy that moves within or into that unit's line of sight. Overwatch is instrumental when it comes to defense. Usually setting up Overwatch is the last thing you want to do in any given turn because it will eat up all of your unit's action points. Keep in mind, friendly fire is very much a thing in Gears, so we don't recommend setting up Overwatch directly behind another unit. If an enemy's Overwatch is giving you a hard time, you can use the disabling shot to stun them. Number 4, classes and skill trees. Each unit, both friendly and Locusty, has a specific class. COG classes come in the form of Sniper, Support, Vanguard, Paragon, and Heavy. Each class has different abilities, standard weapons, and a customizable skill tree. We recommend digging through each class's skill trees to see how you want to customize and develop your soldiers. If you don't like how one of your soldiers turned out, you can use respec tokens, which can be acquired throughout the game. Number 5, Locust classes. Surprisingly, traditional Locust classes and enemy types from Gears of War translate pretty well to Gears Tactics. Drones are your common Locust soldiers. They are fairly weak, utilize range attacks, and love setting up Overwatch. Wretches can't take a lot of hits, but they will rush your units and claw them. Because their movement is fairly predictable, Overwatch can work wonders. Or if you're near a group of them, a well-placed grenade can pop them like water balloons.
Frag out!
The Grenadier is a shirtless Locust that carries a shotgun and takes quite a few hits. Like Wretches, they will rush you, but if they manage to pin a unit down, they are much tougher to deal with. Sniper drones are drones with a lot more range. If you can, we recommend taking out the snipers first. These are only a handful of enemy types you'll go up against, so pay extra attention whenever a new one is introduced. Number 6, loot boxes. Gears Tactics may not have microtransactions, but it still has supply crates that contain weapon attachments, armor, and cosmetics. You can earn crates by completing secondary challenges or finding them on the battlefield. Gray boxes house common loot, blue rare, and purple legendary. While we do recommend going out of your way to collect these crates, be smart about when you choose to do so. Rushing for these crates can get you killed. Number 7, side missions. Although Gears Tactics is structured like your average Gears game with acts and chapters, occasionally you will be able to embark on side missions. Many of these side quests come paired with different gameplay modifiers, so be sure to check out your mission intel before you choose a squad. Most of these missions are fairly straightforward and offer decent rewards, but one thing to keep in mind is that your units can only go on one side mission per act. This means that you may want to think twice before setting out on a mission stacked with only heroes. If you have any tips for Gears Tactics, please leave them in the comments below, and be sure to check out our review here on YouTube or GameSpot.com. Thank you so much for watching.